we are, another drink from Upstream, and today's devotional comes from the book of Hebrews. I'm reading in Hebrews in my regular Bible reading plan, which I follow the 5-day Bible reading plan. You can find that online at the 5daybiblereadingplan.com. And so I'm reading in the book of Hebrews, and I want to bring a couple of verses to you from the latter part of the 4th chapter. And of course, Jesus is the centerpiece here, and so he's the one being talked about. And it says this, verse 14, "Since then we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God. Let us hold fast to our confession." That's verse 14. So the author here is trying to encourage believers, those who are striving to faithfully follow Christ in the midst of a very challenging environment, the culture in which they lived in. Many of them were suffering greatly because of their faith, and they saw that culture was going completely contrary to the way that they were going as they were following Jesus. And so we're told here that the believers are that we have a great high priest, one who stands for us before God and makes us acceptable before God as our high priest. And he's gone before us. He's passed through the heavens. He has paved the way for us and makes us, as I said, acceptable to God. And so because we have this great high priest, the author here encourages us to hold fast to our confession. There's a lot of pressure out there for believers right now to concede or to be passive and silent about their confession of faith, about what they believe about God and about Jesus and about the Bible. But we're encouraged, because we have a great high priest, we are to hold fast to our confession, friends. Verse 15, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet was without sin." And so again, here we have this great encouragement. This high priest, who is Jesus, he is able to sympathize. He's not standing far off. He is Emmanuel. He is God with us. And he knows the pressures that we're facing. He understands the temptations that we have, and he's able to sympathize with us. He knows, friends. He knows where you're at. He knows your struggles. He knows your challenges. He knows where you're falling short, and he sympathizes with you. He is a great high priest, friends. He was tempted as we are, and yet he never gave in to that temptation. He is without sin, and that's why we can trust him. That's why we can lean upon him. That's what makes the good news the gospel. That's what makes the gospel the good news, is that Jesus did for us what we have not done for ourselves. He stood upright before God, and then he invites us to stand with him in his righteousness. And so he's a great high priest, friend. Last verse 16, "Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need." My guess is, as you're listening to this devotional, that you can think of several things in your life that would qualify as a time of need. And friends, you are encouraged to draw near with confidence. How do you draw near with confidence to the throne of God when you know who you are? Well, you do that when you know not only who you are, but when you know who Jesus is. When you know that he is our great high priest, then you can draw near with confidence to the throne of grace, because Jesus has done, again, what we did not do for ourselves, and he invites us to stand with him in his righteousness. And so it's in that confidence that we come near to this throne, and we're told that it's a throne of grace. Grace, friends, is from God, this unmerited favor where he bestows his kindness and goodness on us, and he gives us both the desire and the power to fulfill his will, to accomplish his purposes. And so we draw near to this throne of grace. It's a graceful throne. And there, what do we find? Mercy and grace. We find the mercy of God, and we find the grace of God at his throne. So let me encourage you. Draw near to the throne of God. Draw near to God. He loves you. He cares for you. He's providing for you. He's upholding you. And yes, you're weak. Yes, you're tempted. Yes, you're tried. Yes, there's suffering. But Jesus is our great high priest. So stand with him in his righteousness before the throne of grace, and there receive the mercy of God, and there receive the grace of God to help you in your time of need. God bless you.